I think they should have stuck it out until LCQ. Like, at the very least, in my opinion. I don't know. Like, they were a good team, but obviously they had a lot of problems too. But it feels like they were a pretty new team and they just gave up on it. I don't know.
Period. They also unfortunately had their coach Colgin part ways with the team due to personal issues.
I don't really know what happened with Colgin. I guess it's personal issues, but I wonder if it's something else as well.
Coach Colgin
It seemed like he was on another team instantly.
Ways with the team due to
Maybe I'm wrong about
issues.
that. Definitely felt like Lou and Naughty did not like get along. I don't know. Lou was being really hard on Naughty. Decided, honestly, after whatever what's it called, ALGS. Like after ALGS, if I was on that team, I would have said, guys, let's all like stick it out until LCQ, and then whatever happens LCQ, we either qual and stay as a team, we don't qual, and we go our separate ways. I think that makes the most sense for their scenario. But yeah. I think I remember watching something from Lou. I think Lou said that he felt like he was already done with the team, and that if he kept playing with the team, they wouldn't qualify because he gave up on them already. Don't quote that for 100% true, but I think I remember watching a video of him saying that. I feel really bad for Alb in this whole situation, to be honest. He sacrificed so much, and I know like deep down Mac has always like he just wants a team to commit to. Like a team that like believes in each other and trusts each other and will like commit and just has potential to be the best. Which is what their team had. Like their team had potential to be just absolutely insane. Just seemed like there was just like ego issues. I don't know. Like Mac, I feel like Mac's perfect scenario team is like the vibes of like an XSET team. Where, you know, they're serious, but if things go wrong, you know, they don't harp on them right away. They go over them together, shit like that.
Prior match day,
albeit are a lot less toxic overall. Yeah, I was surprised to see Naughty and Alb split up as well, to be honest. I feel like Alb had a lot of growth this like most recent year, like as a person and a player. I feel like he had a ton of growth and like brought himself back to being like that top 5 player that he was. You know what I'm saying? Which is why it sucks so bad to see this team break up, because I felt like this team was like finally the team he found that, you know, I thought this was like gonna be the one, you know? And like seeing how much he grew as a player and a person, and then the team falling apart and how much he sacrificed too as well, like to play with this team. I don't know, I feel for him. I feel for him completely. I mean, Marston, they're not losing because their team is mechanically bad or something like that. That was not why they're losing at all. Their team is mechanically very, very good. They're just losing, I mean, purely just because of their like mentality, honestly. Their vibes and shit are just so bad. When he's on a good team that he likes, Dr. Wells, I honestly think he is, yeah. He's very good. I mean, Lou is better at controller than he was on MNK. He was like too inconsistent on MNK with his playstyle. He plays exactly the same as he does now, but now he has aim assist, so he's just even better.
The foundation of success.
Also, bro, a big reason why this team didn't actually do good, or like, no, they actually did good. They barely missed the qualifier. They did good. Like this, they're like 2 points from qualifying to win. But a big reason is because they didn't have POIs. If they had their own POIs, they would have qualified. If they had their own POIs, bro, they 100% would have qualified because they would have had a consistent playstyle.
Interesting part here is that they didn't really change their legend composition to account for the different playstyles much on match days,
which is another reason like they did so good for like having no POIs and a brand new team, and then they just like chalk the team instantly. I don't know, that's lame. I would have
1 and 2 as
100% played out LCQ.
They were just fucking hiding all the time. Yeah.
Once again, thermal is not situated for rotating early. Leaving early means you are almost guaranteed to bump into zone teams along their usual.
This is just horrible macro. Like, I'm just being honest, bro. It's really bad macro. You're playing thermal station, leaving early. You may as well just not even go thermal at all. You just go landslide or some shit. I do think they would have been better if Lou was playing controller at the start of Pro League. I agree with that.
The zone is pulling a bit to
the zones
right
were bad for thermal,
LANIMALs
but they're also just
more of a traditional
not
approach
playing
to this
thermal
game,
correctly.
crafting armors, allowing for the zone teams around them to clear out. They hit
rotating early on zones they have no prio for.
There. But remember what I said about trying to.
It's not that he doesn't trust himself, Hobbit. It's that he agreed to not IGL this team. That was the whole point. Alb joining this team, his whole agreement was to not IGL.
Yeah, right. They just had pre-placed. They had the pre-placed walls. That's what fucked us. Those are the ones that are at the front and back.
Yeah, they had the two in the corners.
Yeah, we did good.
Bro, do you hear that? That's one thing that I cannot stand, though. If you're going to go in on your teammate for 10, fucking 15, 20 minutes when you make a mistake, and then, or when they make a mistake, and then you make a mistake, and then this is your response.
And walls, like they had walls at the front by the seats.
You find it.
Wall at the back. So
well, I threw it when I threw it when they had no. It didn't do anything. You're right. You're correct.
Yeah. Yeah, right. They just had pre-placed.
This is actually healthy discussion. This is how the conversation should go. Yeah, like my ulti was terrible. It didn't do anything. You're right. What I'm saying is the difference between Lou admitting his mistake and comparing it to when Naughty makes a mistake.
And then
your teammate's just gonna play worse too. Like, honestly, like Naughty is an amazing player, but if you sit there and are saying like, bro, you're doing nothing, like you're just not doing anything. Just always on his case about everything, then he's just gonna play worse. I'll never understand that shit. Why do you want your teammates to play worse? I will just never understand that.
Peeked inside.
Always try to build your teammates up, bro.
And then 2 Prowler stacks.
Yeah.
Bowser, you're actually right, because what happens is if Lou calls out Mac will actually like argue back with him and give him like reasoning for why he's doing what. And Mac is very hard-headed too, where Mac doesn't like to be wrong, and he has a hard time admitting like when he's wrong sometimes. I know he's gotten a lot better at that, but that is why we would target Naughty, because Naughty will just take it for some reason.
There's just
So
no
that's
reason
like-
why.
He's kind of like me. He would rather just not like argue back, because all it does is make it worse. I'd rather just get it over with. I should not have waited this long, but we should. I'm not trying to sit here and shit on Woo, guys. So like, relax. Everyone could have done something better in this whole situation. So yeah, stop. Yeah, I don't know. That whole situation just sucked, man. I'm done for today.